Hello, everyone. Right, so I'm Corina Lessa Silva, Chair of the Suncoast Global Council, and I'll be guiding you through our Brazil trade mission today. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. Boa tarde a todos. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I am sure that y'all know I'm originally from Brazil, so I'm extremely proud and happy with this program that was put together for both American and Brazilian realtors who are interested in working those markets. If you're new to Global, today will be perfect for you because it's not going to be just about Brazil. We'll have presentations on how to work referrals, on how to work technology available today that can help you even with your local business. I would like to explain how this is going to work and to make sure that you know what to expect. Today, our presentations will be in English with no translations to other languages. The goal for today is for us to learn about some aspects of global business with focus on why and what in Brazil. We were supposed to be going to Brazil this year, but our trip got canceled and postponed for 2021. If you're interested in joining us next year, today's presentation will be a great preview and an introduction to our destination. Tomorrow, we'll do the reverse. We'll be having presentations in Portuguese and in some Portuñol, as we call it, some mix of Spanish and Portuguese. And the goal will be to present the aspects and opportunities of our Tampa-based market to our fellow Brazilian realtors. And not just Brazilians, Portuguese and Spanish speaking countries as well. Let me just briefly explain in Portuguese. Well, it'll be quick, just in case we have anybody here today who's not completely fluent in English, okay? So, resumindo o que eu falei em inglês, se tiver alguém aqui hoje que não seja fluente, eu quero explicar como vai acontecer o programa. Nós vamos agora começar as apresentações e hoje teremos apresentações somente em inglês, com foco no mercado brasileiro, que será apresentado aos americanos. Hoje vai ser especial para os americanos que querem participar da nossa Trade Mission, que vai acontecer em 2021. Se as viagens voltarem ao normal, nós iremos com um grupo de americanos para o Brasil. E amanhã sim teremos apresentações em português para os brasileiros que querem aprender sobre o mercado americano. All right, done. I'll ask that you write your questions on the chat box, and we'll go over with a Q&A at the end of the program. Again, we truly appreciate you being here. And without further ado, let's get started with words by Mr. Ambassador João Mendes Pereira, Consul General of the Brazil Consulate in Miami.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Dear Corina Silva, Chair of Suncoast Global Council, dear members of Realtors Associations, my fellow partners in this panel, João Teodoro Silva, Cyndee Haydon, Luiz Barcellos, and Helena Bogart, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to participate in this event and share with you some views on Brazilian economy and opportunities to invest in Brazil. Brazilian economy, like the rest of the world, is still suffering the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the real estate sector is no exception. Before the pandemic outbreak, investments in real estate were recovering from a sharp downturn that lasted from 2014 to 2018. The sector was finally expected to boom in 2020, but this process was briefly interrupted by the pandemic. Initial forecasts for our economic performance in the current year are being gradually reviewed and updated for a less dramatic fall in the GDP. In the beginning of this crisis, some experts estimated a decrease in around 9–10% of our GDP in Brazil. Today, however, it is agreed that the GDP's decline will be around 5%. It's a relatively good news in view of the opportunities in the post-pandemic scenario. In Brazil, the real estate sector is traditionally the first sector to recover from economic crisis and we are already seeing signs of this. The recovery has a direct interface with several sectors, like construction industry, for example. It helps in the massive creation of jobs, payment of wages, and taxes revenues. Today, Brazil's economy presents a combination of attractive factors for foreign investors. We have now the lowest interest rates in decades, which makes real estate financing more affordable and tends to drive the market up. In addition, inflation remains low and under control. But most important, the Brazilian market currently offers a favorable foreign exchange rate. Brazil has been working to improve its overall business environment. In regards to your specific sector, a recent example is the 2018 law that provides new rules for the termination of real estate contracts. This new framework has increased legal certainty for both buyers and sellers. Other legal frameworks have been recently streamlined. This is the case of the new basic sanitation law, with the potential to boost investments in that sector with positive implications for real estate development. We are open and receptive to foreign capital. You don't need to be a Brazilian citizen or resident to buy and invest in real estate in Brazil. As a matter of fact, with some exceptions, a constitutional reform eliminated all sorts of distinctions between foreign and local capital, and in favorable treatment to national companies and investors. I'm not going into details of what I think will be the subject of other speakers today. So I would offer only a few pieces of advice. Brazil is much more than only Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, much more than the big cities and the worldwide famous landmarks. First, I recommend you not overlook opportunities provided by the North and the Northeastern regions. Those two regions offer investment opportunities in sustainable real estate developments, beyond the obvious investments in commercial rooms and apartments. And the economic growth of these two regions is above the national rates. You should also pay close attention to the medium-sized cities between 100 and 500,000 inhabitants. Those cities were growing at a faster pace before the pandemic, and this tends to continue with the increase of home office work adopted by many companies. Ladies and gentlemen, we all had to reinvent ourselves this year, and the initiative of organizing this virtual two-way mission is remarkable. But nothing substitutes the actual experience of traveling to another country and enjoying it, even for a few days. So I warmly invite you to go to Brazil next year and see for yourselves everything we have to offer. I wish you have a great event today and tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Senhor Embaixador. Thank you. This was a great way to kick off our trade mission presentations. I really appreciate you taking the time, Mr. Ambassador, to be here with us. Thank you so much. And I truly appreciate you inviting everybody to visit Brazil. That's definitely a very important point of making this business really happen. So thank you again. And now I'm going to introduce to you João Teodoro da Silva, COFECI's president. He was president of Cresce Paraná for 3 consecutive terms, president of the Union of Realtors of Paraná from 1984 to 1986, director of the Federation of Commerce of Paraná, and at COFECI he has worked since 1991 when he became a federal advisor and has been president since the year 2000. I am going to be playing a video. João, if after I'm done with your video presentation, I'll have you say a few words.
To start, I'd like to show you in the screen some important punctual information from Brazil. We have a single law for the whole of Brazil. This law delegates to COFECI system the power to grant professional license and in case of unethical behavior, punish with very fines and even cancel the registration in more serious cases. Despite several attempts, we have been unable to implement an MLS in Brazil. We have many small business networks composed of companies or real estate agents who work in partnership, but the culture of the Brazilian real estate market made MLS unviable. In Brazil, the seller of the property pays the commission. The buyer pays only when he hires the realtor to find him a specific property. The average commission is between 5 to 6%, depending on the region. But the economic defense law prohibits the existence of table. The global impact of the real estate industry on GDP, including infrastructure, is 18%, but housing, commercial and industrial construction represents around 7% of GDP. The annual interest rate is around 7% for property for the middle class and between 4.25% and 4.5% for social program properties. The average square meter of middle-class apartment is around $1,692. In square feet is equivalent to $157.25. In 2014, the Brazilian economy entered in a recession. In 2018, the economy recovered, which recovered lasted until 2019. So, in that occasion, we had the prospect of growing 20% in 2020 compared to 2019. But the pandemic ended this expectation. In March 2020, with the pandemic and the social isolation, the real estate market stopped completely until the end of April. Fortunately, in May, there was a fast recovery, in V, as the economists say, due to some unprecedented economic factors, official interest at 2% and low real estate interest. So the speculative capital without alternative ran to the real estate market. Today, the real estate market is 100% recovered. So the growth in 2020 will be small, but no less than in 2019. There was no significant change in price during the pandemic. Even with the recovery of the market, price remain and still remain stable. There is no real estate price index in Brazil. The economy obeys only the natural law of supply and demand. Lives, social networks, and electronic process dominate the real estate business in Brazil during the pandemic. Sales are made almost 100% of the internet, including finance, notary, and real estate registration service. And so it must continue even after the pandemic. The technology came to automate and improve the work of the realtor, not to replace it. No machine or robot will ever be able to express the human emotions, such as empathy, sympathy, and solidarity, which are essential in the closing of any real estate business. The replacement of the human brain by an artificial brain with the same characteristics, the longed for uniqueness, is still very unlikely and perhaps never will happen. With the advent of technology in the real estate business, in addition to good education, general and technical knowledge, the realtor will have to be very versatile in the use of technology. Knowing how to use social media and its technical resource is essential to remain in the profession. Therefore, permanent updating in all these aspects is essential. The realtor will never be replaced by a machine, but yes, he can be replaced by a better qualified colleague. The circumstances of the real estate market in Brazil are very comfortable. We have low interest, financing available to middle and upper class, and social programs. High housing debt to be met, about 7.2 million units. We have two stable price. About Brazil, we have very important dates. The GDP is expected to fall in 2020, but much less than was expected at the beginning of the pandemic, just around 4.5%, much less than the world average. Brazil is the 8th economy in the world. Brazil is the 5th country in territorial extension with 8.5 million square kilometers, has 9,200 kilometers of coastline towards the Atlantic Ocean, has a tropical climate with sensitive variation from north to south. There are no natural disasters, such as volcanoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, etc. Finally, in 2018, the federal government issued the normative resolution number 36, which creates the permanent entry program in the country, such as Golden Visa in Portugal, which will be implemented nationally and internationally with the support of COFECI system. Any foreigner with an investment of $193,000 will be able to obtain a free entry visa in the country. If the investment is in the north or northeast of regions, the investment may be even smaller, just $145,000. The normative resolution number 36 may further increase the good perspectives for the real estate market in Brazil. So, it's time to rediscover Brazil. Welcome!
Wow, thank you so much for the video, João Teodoro. I know you're there. Did you want to say hi to everybody?
Okay, Corina, I'm very happy to be here with you. And I would like to greet my friend Luiz Fernando Barcellos, is there with you. Ileana Bogart, Maria Grulich, and Angela. I would like to
to greet our ambassador, João Mendes Pereira. This is the small dates that we get to collect from Brazil to inform you. If you need another information, please ask for me or for Barcellos. We are ready to answer you, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, João, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
So moving forward, we have Ileana here with us. Ileana, I'd like to introduce you to her. She's in the position of NAR's Global Ambassador to Brazil. She's responsible for the cooperation initiatives between NAR and COFECI do Brasil and has extensive experience in the international markets. She's the broker owner at Bulgaritz International Realty. Please, Ileana, it's your turn.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm very happy, excited to be here with everybody today. What an exciting opening for such a great 2 days of exchanging information in beautiful country of Brazil. And thank you for the ambassador, João Mendes, João Teodoro, great opening. Corina, couldn't make it even better. I want to go to Brazil now, João. You saw that. It's amazing. And together with what information that we're going to provide, and we hope that pretty soon next year, we'll be there and with a trade mission to take advantage and visit all these beautiful places that I have seen, and I'm anxious to go there and the food. But let's see, we heard about the ambassador. We heard about the laws that they put in place. We heard about João Teodoro's report, fantastic report that they're doing with the new golden visa, the RNE 36, to incentivize foreign investment in the country. Exchange rate to Brazilian, the dollar to Brazilian could be even better for you, for those who want to invest in Brazil. Beautiful areas to the northeast, to the south, to São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. And I 100% agree with what the ambassador mentioned about it's not only Rio de Janeiro, it's not only São Paulo, right? There's many beautiful places to visit and encounter. And through these 2 days trade mission that we're going to do today, we're hoping to find more about this. But let's put some things in practice about what NAR and alliances, what we do, and we work together hand to hand. So I'm gonna share a presentation. I'm gonna share my screen. If you allow me for, I believe this is the one. Okay. I'm gonna go from start. Okay. All right, like as Corina mentioned, my name is Ileana Bogart. I'm the Global Ambassador. I have the fortune to have been the Global Ambassador for Brazil, Colombia, and Chile. And I work very closely with President João Teodoro, with COFECI, and all the wonderful 400,000 members that they have through in this association. And what we do at NAR, as I mentioned, I'm the Global Ambassador. NAR have the global alliances, and we have a global team where we all get assigned a country specific to work together towards what we want to accomplish during the year, during the program we want to do. NAR has, as you may know, more, if you don't know, you can raise your hand. And NAR is here for you to help you increase or open opportunities for you globally. We have more than 100 associations throughout the world, and we have in 85 countries. Like I said, Brazil, through COFECI, this alliance, strategic alliance that we have, is the country that we work together with the professionals. Also, as I mentioned here, what we do is, in order, these alliances, this partnership that we do globally, it helps you to promote, to expand your business with the confidence that they are through a referral system, right? With the confidence that you can refer, you can find in these 85 countries, you can find a professional, you can find an international realtor, so you can trust your customer. So they will actually treat him as same as we're doing business here in the United States. As you heard President João Teodoro, they have their code of ethics. They have their laws. The profession in Brazil is regulated. They are all licensed, and they all have to be a member, and they have, as well as NAR, when they're doing a partnership with any other country, they make sure that these associations that they're doing alliances, partnership, they follow, they have and their own, and they also understand our code of ethics, right? So they're going into an agreement, and that's why we can ensure you, a professional here in the United or anywhere in the globe, in the world, that we can refer back and forth these our customers, and we can trust our customers to find the perfect place for them to live, to invest, to enjoy. What will we do at NAR? And that's why it's very important to do this alliance and work together very closely, because our goal, our mission, our global mission is to provide training courses for continuous development for the professionals, information on innovation and technology. Right now, we know how right now we're here, how the pandemic, we have to implement, we have to act fast to put all the technology in practice. And this will allow us, just like what Corina mentioned today at the opening, we're going to experience Brazil this year, maybe not physically present, but we are going to experience, we're going to give you a hint of all the beauties that are in the country. And that is only the technology is allowing us to do that. Same as we can promote our properties in Florida or any other state in the United States, the properties that they might have interest in investing, right? And what we do as well, we provide training, certifications. We promote right now in August, during this pandemic, we have a successful ABR and SRS throughout Latin America. This was conducted, like Corina mentioned, was in Spanish in Portuñol. So that way we were able to capture 18 or 14 countries throughout Latin America. And we provided those certifications, NIRA certifications, the accredited buyer representative and the seller representatives, and with the purpose of better have and serve our customers, whether they are in the country or if we refer them, they feel confidence that we are, we're gonna treat them the same expertise that we do here in the United States, same as they do. Let me tell you something, Brazil, they are extremely professionals. They are very well, and they're very motivated, and they're very eager to connect, to learn, to implement technology. I'm amazed of how easy it will be for you here listening to us. If you haven't experienced that encounter, that relationship with COFECI member, with a real professional from Brazil, you will be amazed how easy it is to communicate with them. And we do business to business. Realtors do business with other realtors. One of the things very important, I don't know if, or hope that you know, that here same as here in the United States, our profession is licensed. We actually have, in order to practice real estate, we need to have our course, right? That the school that let us or give us the pass to take the state exam, right? And for the state exam is the one who actually gave us the license to practice real estate. And from there we go and we put our license in a brokerage firm that actually is affiliated to an association, to NAR. And that's why we are called realtors. Realtor means members, so we're members of the real. So when we are doing these alliances on other countries, we're making sure that to grow the realtor family, for you to actually be able to connect and do business to another realtor in another country. So yes, Realtor Biz member, and what set us apart and what we actually go and talk to these associations globally is what set us apart. It's our code of ethics, the golden rule, our code of ethics, the ethics, trust, and transparency. So that way, if they are not regulated, in the case of Brazil, that they have very well structured their profession, if they're in other countries, doesn't have, the profession is not licensed. I'm gonna put an example like in Colombia. So that way we work very closely with that association that actually we can provide those sets, and that can actually, our rules, our code of ethics and professional standards that they can understand, so we can follow, same not only their code of ethics, but as well our code of ethics. Now, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't checked yet, if you can go to NAR NAR or realtor.org or NAR.realtor, you can go to the global part and you can see the international report. And right here, you see that foreign investment, real estate is global, and you can see the $74 billion where foreign investors were entering into the United States. So what are the countries that this is on the national levels? The top 5 destinations investing in the United States were there were China, Canada, Mexico, India, and Colombia. Number 6, following that, it also shows Brazil. And what are the states that they are investing? In Florida, it's number 1 with a 22%, California, 15, Texas, New York, and New Jersey. And most of these transactions are paying cash. So wouldn't you like part of it and refer those to your, made a connection to realtors or professionals in these countries that they are actually sending their customers. And what we're trying to do, and that will be the ideal, instead of the buyer coming in by itself and trying to connect individually or separately, the best will be to connect from there, from what we're doing, or all those realtors, so they can, that person that is overseas, that contact their local realtor, and that realtor in that country, if I was, let's say in Brazil, contact us, and us, we connect, we take it to the developer, we do that transaction, so we don't lose that communication with our customers. Same thing, if I'm working here in Florida and I have somebody that would like to invest in, I'm gonna say in Campinas or in Rio de Janeiro, I am going to contact somebody, a realtor in Rio de Janeiro, and I'm going to send him refer my customer, right? So on another way, most of these transactions, like I mentioned, are in cash. And most of these transactions are actually average price goes above $200,000 depending on the country of origin. Now we're gonna go to more specifically today, we're talking about Florida. Florida, we're seeing that $16 billion were actually received on foreign investment coming from country destinations that they're actually investing, or countries investing in Florida, Canada, Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela, and Colombia. Very important here, also most of these transactions are cash. Average median price is above $288,000. And put attention here. I know that we also have buyers from Europe and Canada, but most of these have a percentage coming from Latin America. Very important. If you right now, you don't have to speak the language. You can have a translator, you can have an interpreter, you can have right now, but make sure you use these sources, that are available to you through NAR, to Florida Realtors, and make sure that you get all these reports to know exactly how to reach these buyers coming, or these professionals in this country, to make an alliance, a partnership, so you can start your referral program and expand your business opportunities. Here it's gonna be something like what the ambassador was mentioning. We need to promote Florida in general. We need to promote Florida. It's not only in an area right now that we're seeing that most of the investments going to Miami, but Florida is beautiful in this case. Same was that the ambassador, João Teodoro, behind the photos, amazing photos that they were, videos that they went during his presentation. We have very southwest, southeast, central region, Tampa, the border, beautiful places. And it's our job that we can promote all areas to better help our buyers, our investors, to see the opportunity and where that they can invest their money and find the best property for them. This is the referral form. This is the IRA, International Realtor members, what they use. We have, through Florida Realtors, we have our forms that we can use your brokerage. If you're a CIPS, if you're proudly CIPS, you can also use the CIPS. But usually this is the form that an international realtor can send you. And as you know, if it has to be approved by the brokers. And but you over there, you can put who is sending, who's receiving, what is the percentage. Make sure that you explain to them exactly how you're going to pay the commission. We know, remember, if you have a split, if you're working on a franchise or a company that you have a split, explain that your commission is not from the total percentage, is from the portion that you will receive. So that way everything is clear, everything is under an agreement, so they can sign, and we are after a successful closing, you have a good relationship. It's not only one referral, it could be a continuous one. Make sure that it's filled out properly. Also, we want to use all this information that I sent you on those reports, those numbers at the national level, at the state level about the investment or foreign investment. Also, we like to, through NAR, we like to hear about our partners, our cooperating associations. We like to hear from them, from what countries they're receiving their inbound referrals. So even though at the NAR resources, NAR.Realtor Global, if you go to global, you go under resources, you can also find this inbound referral business of international realtor members. So there we are actually looking at what happening in their country, right? So from where they are receiving those referrals. How we work together at the NAR, we have a team, and anything that you might need, information that you might need, we have a global ambassador, the directors, the staff, and NAR sign agreements in these countries, and they assign a global ambassador to these regions. And the global ambassadors, we work together with our regional coordinators and our ambassador associations. And we work together, we communicate with cooperating associations, and we're going to put an example right now with COFECI, and then we talk, what would you like us? How can we help? How can we work together? How can we bring realtor to realtor, exchanging, referring information? And then in that, we put a program, we talk together, whether it's a certifications, like we said, we did certifications during the summer, and we provide technology, and we provide trade missions, our goal is to connect you. So anything that you might need, you are a realtor here in Florida, realtor in New Jersey, realtors, and you would like to connect, you would like to go to Brazil, to Dubai, to France, we have all those connections through the NAR alliances. And where is the Realtor Network? The Realtor Network, our family, and same as even Florida Realtors just signed a very important agreement with Sila right now, because see the importance of connecting, helping you, helping us. I'm a realtor too, so I am actually help to grow my business. So that's how we working together. Again, the language is not an issue. Successfully last year, you went like 400, 500 of them. We went to Dubai. The language was not a barrier, right? Same thing we'll do here in Brazil, in Portuguese. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone, to connect, because right now, everything in the world is, real estate is global, and we're here to help everybody to be succeed in the profession. And what we put in there when we go and do our presentations, here is, if you would like to check the information on Sila, and we have even the Florida Realtors website, we have information. They just signed last couple of weeks. Maria's gonna talk a bit about that. And that was very exciting. And right now, pretty much when we go and visit these cooperating associations that we have partnership in these 85 countries, we will say, right here is in Spanish, but you said you have to connect to the most recognized brand in the world, right? So we need to have very strong partnership and help each other grow our business, and most importantly, protect our profession, because we are not going away if we're staying together, if we're going together globally. technology will be a tool for us to help help our customers with what find the properties that what they want, right? We are service providers. We don't find homes. That can do it through a platform. We provide services, and the only way that we can help and we can stay united together for the profession. So I'm here. I only have 10 minutes. I hope I didn't overlap, but I'm here to help you. Any questions? Again, NAR, Florida Realtors, your global council, join your global council, support your global council, and let us know what you need to help you succeed.
Wow, thank you so much, Ileana. That was a great presentation. Let me just also acknowledge Maria Grulich's presence here. She's our special guest. Maria will be talking to us tomorrow, though. She's going to be talking about Florida Realtors, and her presentation will be in Spanish tomorrow. So thank you for being here, Maria. So right now, I'm going to introduce you to Cyndee Haydon. She is our CPRO president. She's certified by CIPS, and she's specialized in marketing for luxury residences. Cyndee, it's your turn, and Cyndee is going to take my place here. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to stop sharing.
Hello, it is a pleasure to be with you all today. I don't know if anybody else wants a 2020 do-over, but this was my year to get to travel globally. And it's ironic that I get to talk to you about technology and how we can still connect, but I am looking for my rain check. So ironically, I actually have clients in Brazil. We just closed a property here in Florida on Friday, and we have another one under contract, and they are building a beautiful beachfront property in Ubatuba. So a lot of what I want to share with you today are real world things that I use in my business to communicate with not only international clients, but other clients as well that are not located here, as we are a resort and second home community. I put together a few ideas to share with you, and also some samples as we go through. So really, I titled this the top 5 tools for global practitioners. And Anthony Robbins says, to effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world, and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. And I think this fits in the global arena because obviously sometimes language is an added challenge, but yet as many of us that work with a diverse group of people have found, there is a universal language, and with the right mindset and care for others, we can do a great job. So why and how can technology give us a better connection? Hopefully you'll appreciate here. Here we are in the Tampa St. Pete area, and today we're connecting about Brazil and the many people there that we look forward to getting to know. Some of the common communication challenges that I've experienced is when I was offered a job in Miami, I asked the branch manager if I needed to be bilingual, and he told me I didn't need to speak English. Unfortunately, that's the one I speak. So anyway, but language, as we know, can be a barrier. The distance away. So again, we deal in a product that a lot of times people want to see, touch, and feel. The time zone differences, the cost. Not everybody has access to the same things. I know my clients in Brazil, to actually make phone calls is very expensive, and to do certain things that we take for granted here. You know, the hassle, right? People want frictionless interaction, and the more we can do that, and technology can be a way that we can offer that. And then learning styles. In the chat room, and you guys watch for me, tell me, there's 3 learning styles. There's primarily visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. And so I'm curious, what do you think is the most common? Put in the chat. It's hard here because I don't get to see what they're saying. Okay. Visual. So interesting, what I'm going to talk about today is that 65% of people are visual learners. You may or may not have known that. The interesting thing to consider coupled with that is 30% of the people are auditory. And there is only one median that really brings those two together, like video. So we heard the ambassador talk about utilizing social media and really connecting. But also today we're going to talk about why in technology, the utilization of image, you know, again, when you think we sell properties, we sell lifestyles, we sell neighborhoods, that is all visual and sensory. So again, keep that in mind as we go through today with the tools that I've found really helpful. So the number one tool that that our clients love is WhatsApp. And again, you know, I'm curious. I know that we have a great group from our trip to Dubai. I know a lot of people are used to using that. But for those of you that are not, it's free. It's easy to do international messaging. It works on any phone. It's easy to share documents and photos and videos. That's one of the things that's, I'll just tell you a story. Last Friday, when we were closing on a transaction, everybody had signed. My clients in Brazil had made an appointment to be online with the attorney here at 10 in the morning. They found out they left a credit off the document at 4 o'clock. They said, we need everybody to sign to still have it be good for today. So they said, have him call us. So I reached out to him via WhatsApp. I said, hey, the attorney needs you to call him. And he said, I can't. I don't have access to that right now. And so he said, can you help out? So again, I said to the attorney, I was able to communicate with him and say, send it to the email. I'll notify him in WhatsApp. They'll sign it. And again, within minutes, we had the whole transaction solved. And so again, I think it's one of those things that that many of the people we work with use. And also I know people talk about the end-to-end encryption as we think about security and safety. And that is something built in a lot with WhatsApp. As we talked about the easy messaging, and I can even call, you know, and do the voice calls. So the other thing is you'll see that it's free. So many of the things I'll talk about today don't have a cost. It's something you can download and start to learn about. If you want more information, again, the global team here is very, you know, aware and can help you with that. So that was kind of the first and foremost one that I would put on the list. I'm going to share with you again in the chat, talk about how many of you, I'm pretty sure all of you as we are on here are used to using Zoom. But when I talk to Realtor members, I think sometimes we get into boxes and we don't think outside the box. So I'm going to share some ideas with you on how I use Zoom in my business in a way that may help you. As you know, not only does it work on your laptop, but it can work on your phone. The things people like about it is sometimes people don't want to download apps if we're working with clients. And so again, you can send them a link and they can easily access and communicate with you. You can meet one-on-one, or you can meet, you know, again, if it's a family or multiple people, there's a way to bring everybody together very easily. And you do have an ability to record and then have a link after it's done to play back. Now, many of us today have moved on to doing consultations with clients via Zoom, right? So if you've done a consultation with a client, whether it's a buyer or a seller in Zoom, let us know in the chat. I know Florida Realtors did an article where we were sharing about when the pandemic happened, how we moved to that technology. And the funniest part was when we helped 85-year-old clients figure out how to get on Zoom. And they're like, my email's backed up 3 months and I don't know how to get in. And finally, I sent the link to them through Facebook, the Zoom link, to get connected. Again, this is a time for being resilient, creative, and unflappable. What would you say, Anna? What are people saying?
Before a link on Zoom is full is needed, only the reason I will use or prefer WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you. So let me share with you an idea that many of you may not have thought of, but I absolutely love. I find clients in the pandemic, especially on the buyer side, who are interested in taking advantage, but yet can't necessarily be here. So my question for you is, how many of you have ever taken Zoom on your phone and basically done a showing or tour? I have clients, and when we get to another app, I'm going to share with you the link of the property they bought. But they were out of the area, and I actually put Zoom on, and I walked through the whole property. I opened drawers. When we finished there, I walked from the property to the pool. I walked from the pool to the beach, and it was about a 40-minute experience. What I love about this for real estate is that at the end of that 40-minute experience, Zoom sends me a link that I can just send back to them to re-experience, go over it. You know, people are overwhelmed. It's a big decision. This property happened to be $450,000 sight unseen. And so sometimes we complicate stuff. I'm going to talk to you about video editing and stuff, but that is a super simple way to take advantage of the recording feature. Now, I know if it's the free version, you get 40 minutes in a conversation, and the recording may have to go down to your device or whatever. I actually do. I use it so much that I'm comfortable paying to use Zoom Pro version, but you can take advantage of it free. So, you know, again, if you've used Zoom in a creative way, let me know. We're very interested. You know, again, this is all part of brainstorming. I'm sharing with you some of the things that I've experienced, but again, I know many of you are very creative and have been out there resiliently learning how do we operate in the new normal. Awesome. Congrats, Sarasota. Okay, so if you are with the Pinellas Realtor Organization or the Miami Realtor Organization, you may already be familiar with this, or you may not and don't know you have it. But your board of directors here at Pro and CPRO, we worked for several months to bring this 360 3D tour called Immo Viewer. For those of you that are not familiar, it's similar but different than Matterport. So, but if you're thinking application, Matterport would be a comparable that people would talk about. What I love about it is that it is super simple to do. I, as a realtor, can do a house in half an hour. In 1 to 2 times of doing my own, it pays for itself because it does utilize a Theta V camera ideally. But what couple of changes they made during the pandemic that are brand new is in many of these virtual tours, you have to pay per tour, or if you're storing it, it's per tour. And so one of the things that would frustrate me is that, one, as a realtor, I like to have a portfolio of what I've done so that people can, you know, my future clients or other people can see what we do. But I don't want to pay and have, you know, a big expense every month if I've done 100 properties over a couple of years. I know Anna, I gave her a copy of a link to an Immo Viewer tour that can be shared. Perfect. So I'm going to share with you another way, 2 ways I use these that are probably not what you would think of. So in talking to Jeff Turner, who is on the board, this is one of NAR's Reach companies. He talked about how internationally consumers get this all the time. They are used to having 360 tours. So when we are dealing internationally, if you are a global practitioner, understand that the people you are meeting with, that's an expectation. That's normal. We are kind of catching up there. Now, in our area, I don't know, again, who all's there, but you know, one of the challenges for us in Pinellas County is that we had architecture built like 1950s to 1980s predominantly. And I like to say that, you know, again, we don't have, in many cases, exciting architecture. I do a lot on the beaches, and I have these rectangles that people like to tell me are ugly until I show them the $1 million views front and back. So I think we have to balance. And so wrapping that lifestyle in is an important piece. And so on the seller side, I always have liked 360 tours as a second, because I'd like to show them the lifestyle and have a video experiencing that and sell the dream and what it is to live, work, and play before I give them the nuts and bolts. But let me tell you what I've had great success and feedback on. And that is because this tour process is so simple and easy, I will very often do it for buyers who are serious or under contract and want to really, they can't be here and they want to see 360 of everything that's in there and know and have a better sense. But I also, with buyers, how many of you sell properties that come turnkey furnished? Put in the chat. You know, for a realtor, that can be a real sticky thing. All of a sudden, it's like, what was in the condo, what isn't in the condo? You're doing an inventory. And so again, that link that was shared, that property was sold sight unseen, turnkey. So, you know, everybody can see what's there. Everybody can have a discussion. And then the last thing is, again, I do help a lot of people who buy vacation rental condos and rent them out. And so they have the same challenge. When somebody is thinking of vacationing here, they want to know, what does it look like? What does the view look like? You know, all those kinds of things. And so I am now able to produce these for them as a gift, as a realtor value, and they can share that with potential guests to get a real sense of what that's like. In addition, these tours in MO Viewer, they have these info links. So when I sell a Gulf front condo, I actually will take a sunset video snippet or a wide angle video, and I'll put that in the window. So even though the pictures professionally are gorgeous and light, you'll click and you see what that sunset would look like. How many of you think that would help you in your business and help people feel more comfortable when purchasing? Even if they've been here, oftentimes I find people are here for a quick visit, but yet that buyer's remorse or that uncertainty or that memory is like, what was that and where was that? So realize this is a great tool. In addition, it has some built-in statistics. So you can, if you were doing this with a seller, share that information. And again, we negotiated the board of directors here that cost is free for all Pro and CPRO members. And we're going to be doing additional training. If there are people from other boards that would like to know how to partner with them, they have some really great opportunities to make it available to our members at a really, really, really reasonable price. If you are somebody that goes to MO Viewer directly to do it without your board, it can run about $500 a year. So again, great value. We were able to bring our members, and hopefully now the mission is to get people to take advantage of it. Okay, so this is one of my favorite tools. If you start doing stuff with video editing, and if any of you have, the reason I have an iPhone 100% is all about video and editing. My time is the most precious thing I have, and I can do things easily on an iPhone or on a Mac, and that's kind of how my journey. For some of you know, I worked for IBM in my first career, and Apple was the devil. You didn't even say that word. So it's funny to like make that transition, but the reality is the tools we need today, I can do them much quicker and easier. So let me just share with you, if you've never heard of it, Anna's going to share a video that we did in the chat for Sela. And you can get an idea of everything in there was in their millions of photos, video, music they give for free. It's cloud-based, so it goes, I can be started on my phone. I can work across and go straight to my laptop. It's very easy. And they have the technology. So let's say I have a video and I want to take it from Facebook to Instagram to whatever, to YouTube. It automatically adjusts in all those sizes, so you can repurpose really easily. So if you bought it on an annual basis, it's $18 a month. I think it runs about $30, I don't know, under $40 a month if you paid monthly. They do have some low-cost versions, and I think they have a trial too. But I would just challenge you to check out the link that I shared. You will tomorrow, when you see the video that we did about the area, it was created using that same tool. So if those of you that are going to be joining tomorrow, realize everything you see came from there, and 95% of it was their stock photography. It's also very easy though to, with my camera, take a video and then upload it and put it in as what we call B-roll. All right, we're down to number 5. So countdown. Okay, number 5, as I just was saying, is your phone, is my phone. And I'm gonna tell you why. Obviously, there's a million apps that you can assess, but what I really want you to know is that what I'm experiencing is, we talked about video is the future. video is the connection. As many of us here are experiencing, when I look at Maria Grillick's face, I feel like I'm with her, even though I'm not. Whereas if we were listening on the phone, I wouldn't have that same experience, right? And so the best thing that you can consider doing is starting to take short videos and text. So even if I were here and you could go through my phone and you could see all the video texts that I've done this week. It's amazing. Instead of like, even if you have a phone call, take a quick video. Hey, sorry, I missed you, blah, blah, blah. And whether it's through WhatsApp, if it's international or somebody else, watch and see the difference in the level of connection. Again, what you'll find is, just leaving a voicemail is the 30% that are auditory. Text is actually both visual and kinesthetic. So when you do a video via text, you're hitting almost 100% of how people learn and process. So it's a great thing to keep in control. The other is that, again, the ability to take, as we are sharing our lifestyle and neighborhood, that is something that no one else can deliver, right? Zillow, third parties, Trulia, Realtor.com, nobody can deliver that like us. We are here, we live it. And so again, short snippets to be able to process and share are great things to do. I would guess that every one of you has a phone. So again, it's nothing to buy, it's just use it smarter. And so, so those are my top 5 takeaways. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. The WhatsApp, Zoom, Immo Viewer, WeVideo, and your phone. So what I would love right now, if we just take a second and in the chat, again, in the spirit of collaboration and sharing, what are apps that you're using internationally or, again, to make an impact in COVID that you might be able to share that help all of us do our jobs better and learn in the process, right? This is what this is all about, is sharing and learning and growing. At this point, that is my top 5 tools that I am using and loving, and look forward to hearing yours. I am Cyndee Haydon, the president of the Pinellas Realtor Central Pasco Realtor Organization, and I couldn't help it. So here's my info. Definitely stay in touch. Again, working every day. Happy for your referrals if you're not in this area, and love to connect and learn and grow with you. So thank you very much. Any questions or anything, Anna, before I?
Facebook group, FaceTime, good info, college group on Facebook.
Okay, awesome. Great. Enjoy the next 2 days, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Cyndee. That was a great presentation. You always bring so much value to us. I myself have to admit, I always learn something from you, even if it's a 5-minute conversation. I now ask Luiz Barcellos to come up now. Luiz Fernando Barcellos is the Vice President of Real Estate Appraisal at COFECI. He is the coordinator of the COFECI Global Committee and past president of SILA and a CFPS instructor. So I'll be interviewing Barcellos, asking some of the questions that you guys probably might have too. I will state the question, and Barcellos, if you can take up to about a minute or so to answer each one. Are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
All right, Barcellos, we are used to having an MLS system here in the US. That gives us access to all properties for sale, and a lot of our business evolves around all that the MLS offers, and not just the list of properties. As João Teodoro mentioned in his presentation, in Brazil, there's no MLS. Can you talk about how does it work when you don't have an MLS, and is that ever going to change in Brazil?
Well, as João Teodoro told you, there were many attempts to introduce the MLS in Brazil. But the main problem we have here is because for the reason that we have not the culture of the exclusive authorization. And without an exclusive authorization, MLS is not possible to work. Okay, and despite of the efforts, COFECI's efforts to establish the exclusive authorization, the owners, they think that having more than one agents, they will sell faster their property. And we are trying to change this culture. And but nowadays, with many franchises in Brazil, this is coming to change. And I think in not very far future, we will have the exclusive as our new normal.
Right. All right, thank you. So second question, the MLS owls also guarantee that we co-broker and collaborate with each other, facilitating the split of the commission. So how does the commission work in Brazil? How can an American realtor guarantee that after giving the referral to a Brazilian agent, they'll get paid?
Well, in Brazil, we have the culture of partnerships in between different agents. Maybe one agent brings the buyer and the other has the seller, and they share the commission. Usually 50-50, but this is not a rule. Maybe if the property is very easy to sell, they will share this with other proportions, okay? And when it's an external, a foreign agent, maybe a realtor from the United States, with a Brazilian agent, we have not the guarantee that MLS offers of of sharing the commission, but all Brazilian agents are members of COFECI, and COFECI issues the licenses and fiscalizes the profession, and we have a code of ethics, just like NAR has too. And this code of ethics, if a Brazilian agent acts against the rules of this code of ethics, a denounce of this will generate a process, administrative process that will take him to be punished.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. What's the best practice to work referrals with Brazilian realtors? I know that Ileana talked about this subject already, but can you share any extra information, any tips on how we can actually make those referrals work?
Okay, Ileana didn't let any extra information to be to be said. I think she told everything, but right. The main recommendation is to make the network. Each agent has to make his network. Making his network, the partnerships in business will occur.
I totally agree with that. Thank you. Another question. The National Association of Realtors is the largest trade association in the United States of America, representing 1.2 million members. Can you talk about numbers in Brazil? Do you know how many agents? Any numbers that you can share?
Yes. Well, as NAR is the largest organization of real estate agents in the world, and COFECI is the second one.
Wow.
Yeah, COFECI has nowadays more than 400,000 active agents, members. Okay, and COFECI also has as members the Imobiliárias, the
brokerages.
Yeah, business enterprise, and so real estate business enterprise need to be also inscribed in the system COFECI, and we have around 7,000 business inscriptions.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know that that was that large. That was a big number. So
Yeah.
this is an interesting question. Do you see a specific aspect or opportunity in the real estate market in Florida for agents who are looking for leads that want to connect with Brazilians?
Well, and there are many Brazilians with also American citizenship, and also many green card holders. And these people who has their income in dollars, they may invest in Brazil in a good moment, because the exchange rate is very it's very good
Favorable, right, for America.
for who comes with strong currencies as dollar and euros. So the real estate products in Brazil are very cheap for those even Brazilians who are living in Florida.
Wow.
So this is a good.
Yes, so agents that are here in the Tampa Bay area, a lot of them are in Miami, Orlando, so they can connect with Brazilians that live here and maybe can possibly invest in Brazil where their family lives or where they go to visit every year. So that's a really interesting aspect. Yeah. So you're a CIPS instructor and have been in contact with a lot of agents from Brazil and Portugal who became your students. What differences to an agent's career does education provide? How is that important for Brazilian real estate agents?
Well, first, at this time of pandemic, we have seen that technology is very important. And not only technology, you need also to have knowledge. And so how much you study, how much knowledge you acquire, the more you are capable to do business. And those who don't improve their knowledge, they will be bypassed by the others, okay? And so this is the more important in our profession, is to improve the knowledge and the use of technology.
All right. And Barcellos, thank you so much for your participation here. Do you have any final words or tips to our audience of agents who want to work and continue to work the global market? Anything else you want to share with us?
Well, sorry for, I'm not that fluent in English, and I had no prepared no text to say here, to read here. So I apologize for my speech here. Okay.
No, that was perfect. I completely understood you. I really appreciate you being
hope
here.
everyone understands. Okay. Well, I am very glad to be here, and I have been very honored by the Suncoast Global Council invitation, Daniela's Association of Realtors, Florida Realtors. Good to see Maria here. We met some years, 2 years ago in Cannes at MIPIM, and there we started the first contact that resulted now in the association, the first association associated to SILA, Florida Realtors, and I am very happy for that. Good to see Ileana here too, and our global ambassador and a good friend. very good to meet also our President João Teodoro and his great presentation of Brazil and the words, well, Cyndee too, you, Corina, and the words from our ambassador at Consulate in Miami, Mr. João Mendes Pereira. Okay, that's it, and hope everyone finds good business to do with Brazil, and we are with open arms to receive all of you.
Thank you so much, Barcellos. I do have one extra question.
Okay.
Hopefully you can tell us a little bit. Somebody asked, what's the status of COVID-19 in Brazil right now? Nobody
Well,
has mentioned anything. So
talking about our real estate market, so under this point of view, Brazil is a very huge country, and we have many countries in one, very different situations in one country. So the decisions of what to do have been from the governors, and this has been from state to state, different situations. But in general, the construction didn't stop. We had not, we didn't stop making products of real estate. As João has said, in March and April, the impact has been very strong, and the market has been stopped. But after that, from May, it started to grow again. In July, it has reached 85% of normal, and now we are 100%. And there is the inventory of finished products has finished, has been sold, and the new products are coming to the market. This is the reason that the law of supply and demand makes our prices not lowering. They are stable and with a tendency of rising. And in talking about health, the situation is not different from the United States. We still have some people, very few now, still dying for that, unfortunately. And but in general, it's lowering the number of people with the disease. So I think we and the activities are returning to normal with all the protocols of sanity and masks and alcohol and distance, everything that is recommended.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Barcellos. You're my teacher, you're a mentor to me, so I really appreciate you being here. Now, moving on to the final presentations of our trade mission. I prepared you guys a very quick presentation about an overall of Brazil right before we talk real estate. And then after we have the development, the developers that are going to present some properties, I see that we already have our final bonus presentation. Dani is already here. So let me move on to this. I promise it'll be quick. It's, I wanted to share with you. No, not that one. All right. So this is where Brazil is located for those who are new to this presentation of Brazil, who's not very familiar where Brazil is located. It's located in South America. Brazil has 26 states. The capital of Brazil is Brasilia. The president is Bolsonaro. Brazil is the largest country to have Portuguese as an official language. I know a lot of my American friends get confused because most of the countries in South America do speak Spanish, but in Brazil, we speak Portuguese. The most populated city is São Paulo with 12 million inhabitants. Brazil is the largest country in South America. It covers 47% of the continent. There's over 210 million people living in Brazil. It's the 5th largest country by area in the world. It's bounded by the Atlantic Ocean, also borders with all other South American countries except Ecuador and Chile. And it's the 8th largest GDP in the world. I know that João Teodoro already mentioned that in his video. Brazil is divided into 5 regions, and they're mainly focused on the different climates. And one place can be completely different from the other. Here's a map of the density of the demographic density in Brazil. As you can see, the lighter areas, that's where the Amazon is located, and most Brazilians live by the coast, which is the darker areas. This is a map of the climate in Brazil. So we go from equatorial climate to desert climate to semi-arid climate to subtropical climate, and that's what produces the diversity that we have in Brazil. Brazil is the only country in the world that has the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn running through. And that makes a big difference if you're close to the equator or the tropics. So the major climate subtypes are equatorial, tropical, semi-arid, oceanic, and subtropical. And those, I picked some of the pictures for you to see the difference of that it makes in each area with the different climates. It was very hard for me to pick just 8 pictures of the diversity of what we offer in Brazil. So you have a lot of different landscapes. You have canyons, you have rivers, you have the beach, you have islands. So Brazil is an extremely diverse country. About the Brazilians, there's a lot of miscegenation. Brazil has a highly diverse population, being a melting pot of ethnic backgrounds and cultures. Regional migration and extensive miscegenation have made it one of the most ethnically diverse nations on earth. A quick fact about Brazilians are huggers. I think this is one of the toughest parts about going through this pandemic, is being away from everybody, being in isolation, but not being able to hug. That's a big thing that Brazilians love doing. And I just wanted to say that this year we were supposed to be having this trade mission going to Brazil, but we brought Brazil to you. And I think it's wonderful that we have over 50 people. And I know that not all of us could be going to Brazil. So I'm very happy that we're doing this presentation so that you can actually see some of the things that we were going to be looking at there. So right now, I'm going to have a presentation by one of the developers in Brazil, Daniel Katz, and he's going to be talking about his company and the development that's being built in the northeast of Brazil. So I'm going to have you, Daniel, share your screen if you're ready. Daniel, are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm disabled to screen my share right now. So you have to, it says host, disabled, participant, screen sharing.
Okay, hold on. Let me fix that.
Sure.
We're able to do that now?
Still can't. Unfortunately, no, not yet.
You're in the co-host position. You should be able to do that now.
Would you share for me, Corina, please?
Let me.
Since we have this little technical problem here. So, okay, my name is Daniel Katz. I'm a CEO at Katz. We're a construction company and we're also developers. I'm a second generation and our company was founded in 1975. My dad founded the company. We are doing projects today in Minas Gerais. Minas Gerais is the third largest economy in Brazil. And we're doing a project in Bahia. And we're also doing projects in São Paulo as the biggest and the largest country in Brazil, and also the largest city in Brazil and the largest city in South America. So this is a product that we launched. We're now launching the second phase. We were extremely successful in the first phase. This place is called Belmonte. Belmonte was named by the city, was Pedro Álvares Cabral, the discoverer of Brazil, was born. And the city it's the encounter of a river and the sea. So we have the Atlantic Ocean and the Jequitinhonha. So, okay, so we're gonna do it the way that we didn't want it to do, right, Corina?
It's fine, just let me know when I go to the next slide.
Okay, so, okay, this is a little bit of the history of the city. The city was one of the largest cities in the beginning of the century. In Brazil, it has a great agriculture economy, and it was based in cocoa. Cocoa used to be gold in Brazil, but we had we call a witch, vassoura de bruxa. I'm sorry, I won't be able to translate that. But it was like a plague and the cocoa plantation, and it decimated the economy. So the city right now it's kind of stopped at time. So move on, please, Corina. So we have like their very rich architecture. We helped to develop their museum, design chair museum, and we are now doing another museum too from one of the greatest designers in Brazil. His name is Zanini Caldas, and he has expositions also in Metropolitan, Louvre, everywhere around the world. So we're doing now another museum in the city. So move on, please. So this will be a few photos about the place, the sea, and also the river, the Jequitinhonha River. And in Belmonte has a very large mangue. I don't know how to translate that also, but we have a lot of different types of crabs. And it's another, when you go, you rent a little boat and you go through the mangues. It's such a different, such a beautiful scene that I invited all of you to.
Mangroves.
What's that?
Mangroves.
Mangroves.
Mangroves, yeah. The mangues are called mangroves.
Okay, so, and full of crabs. It's very, very beautiful. So this is a little map. So here's Salvador is the capital of Bahia. Salvador used to be the capital of Brazil a long time ago, when down to the 1500s, 1600s. So after that, we moved to Rio. Now it's Brazil, as Corina said. So the nearest airport is Porto Seguro. Porto Seguro is also the entrance to, today it's Trancoso. Trancoso nowadays is a very famous place. And there is a CNN guy, I forgot the name. that he has like houses in Trancoso. Neymar, football players, goes to Trancoso right now. Roger Waters from Pink Floyd every summer goes to Trancoso, Gisele Bündchen. So it's like a very popular city. So we're pretty close to that, but going up north. And this is a shrimp. This is, we call it muqueca. So it's delicious. You all should try the food. It's very rich. It's delicious. So this is, okay, so this is a little bit about the cocoa history that I just told you what happened to the city and this plague that happened. Okay. So it's very rich in handcrafts. There's this little ladies that use this potteries. It's like big ones, and so it's very rich. And this that you can see, this lighthouse was built with the same technology as the Eiffel Towers, and it was this came to Brazil in the early 19s. So it was a present for the barons of cocoa. And also there used to be, there still is an airport that was built by the Americans for the Second World War II. And Belmonte used to have 8 flight companies. Today, unfortunately, they have none. But that's part of history. So it's a little bit of more about the architecture. And if you sail like 2 hours to the open sea, it's a great place for marlin fishing. And nowadays is the jubarte, the whales season. A lot of turtles, so do surf, stand up, everything. This is a little bit about the project, and we can see this lagoon. Today we have already 6 lagoons, and the first phase was, you can see on the close to the ocean on the left side was the first phase. Yes, exactly. And today we're gonna launch the right side and everything to the back. So we're now launching 200 more plots. And the first phase was 80 plots. And we sold everything. Hopefully we're gonna sell everything on the second phase too. So this, okay. This is the first phase. This is the architecture. It remembers a whale tail. So it was what we thought about. And it was a very complex thing to build. I didn't imagine that was going to be so tough and so hard to keep this structure stable, but it's beautiful right now. So, okay, we're developing a beach club today. Everything but the pool is almost ready. And we expect by the end of this year, at the beginning of Carnival, next February, will be everything ready except for the pool right now. We have this little problem about COVID-19 that the world is facing, so we have a lot of difficulties to bring stuff, to bring materials, to find materials to finish the building. Okay. So this is a little bit more some images. Okay, so this is massage, barbecue. Lounge. Great. So we have a company here that's called House with Z, and we build houses around where we built our plots or for third parties to contract us. And so we have 3 models. that we can provide, that we can sell the plot with the house. So we have a little bit of diversity of the projects. This is like 2 bedrooms. This is a little bit, that would say 700 square meter. That will be 70 square feet, I'm sorry. That will be 70 square meters. It's a 2 bedroom. The other one is 2 bedroom, but you can double the bedrooms to the other side, so it becomes a 4 bedroom. And 4 bedroom, 4 bathrooms, so it's they'll be it's a good house already with 1,300 square feet, 130 square meters. Okay. The other one is a duplex, so you have 4 bedrooms. On the upper part, you have only bedrooms, and now we have the living room, kitchen, and everything. So you can choose one of the products, and we deliver everything set up for you or for your clients. This is a little bit about the history of our company, values, missions, and we have ISO, quality, and everything. Okay, so this is the Jequitinhonha River. You can see the delta where the river meets the sea. And it's a unique place. It's a very unique place, very beautiful. So I think that would be nice, Corina, if you play that video.
I don't know if I have the video here on this computer, Daniel.
Are you using the WhatsApp?
No. Well, we can improvise.
Okay, I can share right now my screen. Great. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you can share your screen?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right.
So, 1 second, please.
After Pedro Alvarez Cabral.
Can you see it?
Yes. Well, you just have to, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
After Pedro Alvarez Cabral, you will be among one of the first to know this paradise. Come and discover the pleasure to visit Belmonte, a place of unique beauty hardly ever seen before. Belmonte is land of stories to tell and to live, enriched by the cocoa economy up to the typical irresistible cuisine. The sides of its culture are in every corner of the region. The details of architecture, originality of craftsmanship, and the beautiful landscapes that make it a paradise. And it is this paradise that will receive Belmonte Bahia Beach Village. High standard condominium with seafront urban units. Privileged location that surrounds you with gorgeous nature and modern infrastructure. Comfort that spans throughout Belmonte Bahia Beach Village, which provides safety for you to enjoy the convenience of exclusive services and the fun of our beach club. An innovative venture built with the quality mark of cats. Belmonte Bahia Beach Village is waiting for you. It's about time you knew the wealth of living in a place like this. Come fall in love with this unique paradise.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel. That was a great presentation. I hope you sell your units, but hopefully maybe when we go to Brazil next year, we can still see some units there for sale.
Great.
So can you talk about pricing? We've had people asking on the chat. Anything you can share as far as from the price range, price point?
Sure. Unfortunately, I didn't do my homework to convert square meters to square feet.
I'll help you out.
I think, yes, I think we can do that. Okay, so let's see. Second, please. So this is our price list. At the beginning, on the top, would be the plots close to the ocean. So close to the ocean, more expensive. And here is in square meters. So you just have to multiply by 10, basically. So 1 square meter is 10 square feet. It's 10.5 actually, so 10, that will be good. So, and the price is also, I'm sorry, Corina, is in reais. So they'll be very cheap for you because
basically
you have to multiply. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to multiply by 10 the area and divide it by 5 the price. So it's like 50 times cheaper for you guys. So the price here, let's say the area of the seafronts, that will be 1,000 square meters. That'll be 10,000 square feet. And the prices will be here. It's 660,000 reais. That will be close to $120,000. This is the plots, the seafront plots. So $120,000, the seafront plots. If you go down on the further to the going inside the land, far away from the sea, so we're going to decrease.
Can you zoom in, Daniel, so that people can read on their computers? I think they're trying to read it, but it's very small.
Let me see if I can.
Or maybe you can share it with me, and we can share with everybody who's in here.
Perfect. Right. Do you want me to share with you right now?
Yeah, whenever. And then I'll just, I have everybody's email, so I can share it with everyone who's here today.
Great.
And that's just the land, the pricing, that's just the lot, or does it include the real estate?
Right now, this is the price for just the lot.
Okay.
The real estate would cost something close to 1,000 reais or $1,000 per square meter. So $1,000 for a 10 square 10 square feet. Yes, exactly. This, just one second. Let me get this. I think I opened this one. This is the fixed price. Yes, that'll be easier for you to. That was I just sent to you, Corina. So we have this. Yes, the price is the same, but this one we divided in 48 times fixed prices. So fixed. How to say parcela?
Installments.
Installments.
Installments. Yeah.
Installment. Okay, so fixed installments without any interest, without any inflation or anything like that. So the price is the same that I just told you. So here, this one in the Quadra U, there will be 552 square meters. So it'll be 5,500 square feet. And the price will go to 200,000 reais or $40,000. So it's for our real is very deteriorating coin, unfortunately, but it's part of life. So we have to do what we got to do. What we got to do. So this is the price in Brazil here, and if we go even more away from the sea, we go our cheapest plot. So we have this 650 square meter or 6,500 square feet for 90,000 reais or $18,000. So it's very, very cheap.
Yeah.
For for America and for Brazil too. That's why we would think we're gonna have a great success in the market right now. And in Brazil, as you said about the conditions, we have for the first time in Brazil history, interest rates around 2% a year. So in 10 years ago, we had 24% a year. So it's a huge difference. And the money is migrating to the real estate market, fortunately.
Yeah, wow. All right, well, I'll get all the information you can share, Daniel. And if you have links to videos or anything, I'll definitely share with everyone here. We have your emails. So thank you so much. Hopefully we can visit Bahia next year. That would be very nice. I'm sure that a lot of us would love to go there. Thank you again, Daniel. And before we go to our final presentation with the Bossa Nova presentation with Dani Soledade, I just want to share some information of one of the other destinations that will most likely go next year. And that's closer to Rio. A lot of you have heard of Rio, of course. And let me just, help me. All right, so one of the places we would have visited this year and hopefully we'll go next year would be the Ilha Grande Bay, which is, if I translate it, Big Island Bay. And I feel like there's a lot of similarities to our region here because we are in Tampa Bay, and the same way we have a lot of small towns and islands. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of this area. The developer of this places that I'm going to be showing to you guys couldn't be here today, so I'm going to be doing this presentation for him. Basically, Ilha Grande is located 1 hour drive from the international airport in Rio. And then here with where you can see the red rectangle, that's the whole bay of Ilha Grande. Ilha Grande has 365 islands. So basically they have the saying that if you spend a year there, you could go to a different island every single day. That's pretty amazing. There's 2,000 beaches and good weather all year. And I think it was João who mentioned, again, in Brazil, we don't have natural disasters. So this area, they call it like the Caribbean of Brazil, but with no hurricanes or no cyclones. The Ilha Grande facts, there are 3 main cities, Paraty, Angra dos Reis, and Mangaratiba. I know those names sound really hard to pronounce, but hopefully you get used to it. So starting with Paraty. Paraty is recognized as a cultural and natural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. It's a historic place. It was built when Brazil was born in the 1500s. So it's there's a lot of history everywhere you go in Paraty. Here's just some images. It's very rich in nature as well. And actually, this area is very similar to Bahia in a sense that Daniel showed. It's also a historic town with a lot of beautiful nature and landscapes. Here, he shared with me, the developer, a few properties for sale. Those are resale. I can also share this with you guys. I have some pictures, and so that you have an idea. For example, this is a historic house that was built 500 years ago. It has 10,000 square feet, 5 en-suites, and it's priced at about $1.25 million. And it's, again, located in the Paraty Historic Center. It's a property where you most likely can do Airbnb, and it's a great investment with great return if that's what you're looking for. The beauty of Paraty as well is that you have the historic construction and architecture, but as well as modern, like this one. This is a modern style, This is listed at 2.7 million. It's 6 suites and it has 7,000 square feet. This one is one by the water. This one is the highest price point, priced at 9 million. It has 9 suites and it has 20,000 square feet. It's a big property and it's by the water. And these are, I'm going to show you the developments that we would be visiting. This one is Marina Porto Imperial. They are building this whole community. The lots start at $180,000, and those are to be built. I'll show you a video of it soon. The second area in Ilha Grande is Angra dos Reis. This place is very famous for celebrities, the most sought after destination for nature and boat lovers. These are some pictures of Angra dos Reis. Lots of marinas. That's where you're gonna find the big boats. It's a beautiful place. And I'll show you a video of that one as well. And then just some properties that are for sale. This is resale. This one is for $750,000. It has 9,000 square feet, 5 suites. This is located in Angra. I'm going fast because we're approaching the end of our program. So, and I really want to have Dani playing for us here very soon. So again, I'll share this information with you guys. And moving on to the last place, Mangaratiba. This one is the closest one to Rio. This one is about an hour from Rio. So it's a quick drive. We have the beautiful beaches there as well. And what's very interesting of this area is that you do have the mountain. So you have the mountain and the beach. And this development specific one that I want to share with you in Mangaratiba, it's a fly-in. So a lot of celebrities, they would fly in, and here it is. Hopefully you can see it. They will fly in, and their properties, they can be located by the canal. So you fly in and you boat out, and you can, you know, in 5 minutes have access to all of those 360 islands in Ilha Grande. So it's the perfect getaway place. And this is the real estate agent who shared this information with me. Eduardo, thank you. Sorry you couldn't be here with us. And guys, I am going to share with you the video of this place. I don't want to take too long. I just want to say that we're ready for Dani. Let me just read a little bit about Dani. She was born and raised in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, we can take this out. Dani Soledade is a vocalist that grew up in a family of musicians with a direct line to the origins of Bossa Nova. Daniela's grandfather was Paulo Soledade, who composed songs with legendary Brazilian artist Antônio Carlos Jobim, Vinícius de Moraes, Toquinho, and Baden Powell. Her father, Paulinho Soledade, is an artist and producer who learned guitar from Baden Powell himself and has worked with legends Ivan Lins and Gilberto Gil, among others. As a child, Daniela participated in studio recordings for multiple Brazilian artists, and TV shows aired in Rede Globo, a big TV in Brazil. At age 14, she placed first in entrance exam to attend the prestigious music conservatory Villa Lobos. Her debut album, A Moment of You, was released in the autumn of 2019 to great critical acclaim, and the accompanying North American tour took her to notable venues, including the legendary Blue Note in New York. So with you, Daniela Soledade and her violinist, Nathan Najar.
Isto aqui, oi, oi, é pouquinho de Brasil, iaiá. Esse Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É também povo de uma raça fumaça e não se entrega, não. Isto aqui, oi, oi, é um pouquinho de Brasil, iaiá. Esse Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É também um povo de uma raça que não tem medo de fumaça e não se entrega, não. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, e olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. E olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, e olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Morena boa que me faz penar, bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba sambar. Morena boa que me faz penar, bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba sambar. Isto aqui, oi, oi, é um pouquinho de Brasil, iaiá. Esse Brasil que canta e é feliz, feliz, feliz. É também um povo de uma raça que não tem medo de fumaça, iaiá, e não se entrega, não. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, e olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Olha o jeito nas cadeiras que ela sabe dar, e olha só o remeleixo que ela sabe dar. Morena boa que me faz penar, bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba sambar. Morena boa que me faz penar, bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba sambar. Hello, how are you doing, everybody? Thank you so much for having us. I'm Daniela Soledade. This is Nate Najar, great guitarist, and we're happy to be here with you. So thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, Dani. This is great. Guys, this was just a preview. I was going to say that one thing that Brazilians love is a barzinho with música, com música ao vivo, which is like a little bar, a little pub by the street where people are going to be in the sidewalk listening to live music. This is one of the things that I personally miss the most. And I hope that you all can experience that when we go to Brazil next year. Again, I want to thank everyone who participated. I had to speed up in the last presentation. I hope that was okay, but I'll be glad to share with you everything that I have here from the developers. But hopefully this is just a preview of what we're going to do moving on. So this is the end. I'm going to have Dani do maybe one more song if who wants to stick around. You can find her on Instagram, on Facebook. She's always playing here in St. Pete. She lives here in the Tampa Bay area. And that's it. Again, thank you so much for everyone who participated. Thank you.
All right.
And you guys can chat. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. We can use the chat, and that's it, and network. And again, thank you so much.
All right, one last song.
What do you feel like doing?
How about one note samba?
Okay.
This is just a little samba built upon a single note. Other notes are bound to follow, but the root is still that note. Now this new one is the consequence of the one we've just been through, as I'm bound to be the unavoidable consequence of you. There's so many people who can talk and talk and talk and just say nothing, or really nothing. I have fist upon the scale I know, and at the end I've come to nothing, or really nothing. So I come back to my first note, as I must come back to you. I will pour into that one note all the love I feel for you. Anyone who wants the whole show, re mi fa sol la si do, he will find himself with no show. Better play that note, you know. Eis aqui esse sambinha feito numa nota só. Outras notas vão entrar, mas a base é uma só. Essa outra consequência do que acabo de dizer, como sou a consequência inevitável de você. Tanta gente existe por aí que fala e não diz nada, ou quase nada. Já me utilizei de toda escala, no final não sobrou nada, não deu em nada, e voltei pra minha nota. Como eu volto pra você, vou cantar com a minha nota, como eu gosto de você. E quem quer todas as notas, é mi, fa, sol, lá, si, dó. Fica sempre sem nenhuma, fica em uma nota só. Ba 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 ya ba 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 ta 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 ba 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 ta ba 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 ya ba da ba da ba 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 ya ba 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 ya ba 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 da ba 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 ya ba 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 ya ba ba ta ba 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 para 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 Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a pleasure. One thing I would like to tell you guys, Nate Najar has a show coming up live in St. Petersburg, Florida at the Palladium Theater. So if anybody that's in here with us is in the area, in the Tampa Bay area, it's called Bossa Nova Guitars. It's gonna happen on October 17th at 8 p.m. It's a Saturday. So we would love to see you guys. Nate's going to be playing with another fantastic Brazilian guitarist. So it's a Bossa Nova guitar show. We would love to see you guys there. And also, if you guys do want to get some information about upcoming live shows in the area where we're playing, please sign up on my website for our mailing list. It's danielasoledade.com. And right on the first page, there's a little box you can put your email address in it and sign up for our mailing list so you know about any upcoming shows that we have. And Corina, thank you so much for the invitation. We appreciate it.
Thank you. This was great. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.